Happy Friday, everybody. We are getting started on the second part of this math lesson. So we are moving on to, thank you. We're going to finish up what we started yesterday. So getting on with what we started, let's go to our, what we're learning. And what we're learning is, we got to get the right thing here. We're learning how to solve word problems. So yesterday, as we got started, I walked away with my book. Here it is. Yesterday, as we got started, we were dividing up some, well, we were calling it licorice, but it's actually, it was fruit strips, right, people? Okay, so it was fruit strips. So we were working with our fair shares. And you had your red pieces to figure out how to do this one. And I had asked you to work on this one at home. And the class has been working on number 2, number 3, and number 4. So as you are working on this, there's when we work on number 3, there are some clock faces that you can also work on. So if you need a clock face to figure out how to do number 3, you'll have to let me know. So for people at home, you're going to go ahead, work on these. I will attach a clock face so that you can download it and use it at home. Please remember, people at home, you will very, very soon, everything will have to be downloaded. We won't be sending you all the papers. Okay, so we're going to pause because we've got work to do. And you've got work to do. We will explain our thinking when we come back. Hello. We're back. We had gym class, and now we've just had a really good discussion on some division strategies. So it's time for us to get back into what we were working on in class. And here we have our work. Most everybody's finished. Most everybody knew the first one, that if we had our 3 strips and we had 4 students, we needed to divide these pieces in half, and we needed to divide them in half again, and we were able to figure it out. And I know that there were some students with some really good drawings out there, but they have their books closed, so I don't know who they are. As soon as I find someone with a really good drawing, they're going to bring their book up. Which means some of you that don't have your books open aren't doing what you're supposed to.
I found some really terrible ones. Wait, what page?
I have found a book that has a really good drawing. There are lots of people that have really good drawings, but this happened to be one that was open, so I grabbed her book. And this person realized they didn't need this extra one. So notice what they did. Turn your body, sir. We have our 3 strips. This person divided them into 4 pieces. Here's Vanessa's piece and another piece for Vanessa, and there's another one. And Ellie and Sally and Helen. So they each get 3 pieces. What is the fractional amount that they get? Okay, we have some people on this side. Okay, yes, sir. 3/4. We have 2 people on the other side. They're telling me 3/4. Most everybody knew that. So after you have your picture drawn, you know that they each get 3/4 of a piece of, what do we call that? Dried fruit. Okay, moving on to this one. Had some really good thoughts on this. Some of you actually realize it's very much like 3/4 a day that we're doing a number corner. So if those of you at home aren't doing number corner, shame. Should be doing it. Okay, Millie wants to talk about her strategy, so she's coming over. Bring your book.
So, I broke it up into groups of 25.
How come did you know you could do that?
Because we're using money and 25 is 1/4
Okay.
of a dollar.
So can I draw in your book?
Yes.
Okay. So here is $1. Oh, look, I even have a green pen. And another dollar. And another dollar. There are $3. Notice she has her columns so that each person gets 75 cents. Yes, they get 3/4 of $3, or 3/4, or they get 3/4 of each dollar. However, you have to be careful and you have to define what you need, what they get. So here she has it. Each person gets. Okay, thank you. And then we have the one with the time. How many of you understood how to do the one with the time? How many of you had to work with someone to help you with the time? Okay, for those of you at home, I did make some copies of this, and I want you to think about the clocks. And we know that we talk about clocks as, sometimes we talk about quarter past or something, and a few minutes ago it was 11:15. But if we look at it, we need 3 hours. Here's an hour, here's an hour, here's an hour. And right away, a whole bunch of you figured out that it's all got to be 3/4, but how do we do 3/4 of an hour? So there are several ways that you can do this. And I just so happen to have a paper colored so that we can see it completely done. You could do it like this. Here's one team. Here's another team. See, so they get that much, and they get that much, and they get that much. So you could do it like that. Then there is the other way, where we just divide. I'm going to flip this in half so that we're looking at this, which is what I saw most everybody do without really doing a lot of clock things. Ethan had his hand up. He wanted to talk about this, where Ethan and I talked about this, and he knew that we could divide our hours like this into groups of 15 because we already knew what the book was asking us, and that there are 15 minutes in each one. So team 1 gets this one. Team 2. Team 3. And team 4. Okay, Ethan, am I on the right track with this? Okay, he gave me the thumbs up. So how many minutes does each team get? Everybody?
45.
45 minutes. So this is shows 2 different ways of figuring this out. So we have 2 different ways. And remember, we can't just say 3/4. We have to have 3/4 of what? So it's 3/4 of an hour. Okay, and then because of time, we're not going to get to this one. Oh, people want to explain it. And for people at home, this is your assignment. You need to work on page 84. See, 84. So people at home, you have to do this. Okay, with that, people at home. Oh, one more thing, people at home. You have to also do a division test. I will have it attached. So, the division test, I think I put all the extras in here. Or maybe I didn't. The division test looks like this. Except I have to cover the answers. Okay. So we will talk to you again. We're going to have a great weekend. I hope that you guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, y'all. Bye.